43 days until Election Day, and new CBS polling data shows that this contest is still virtually tied. But while the candidates are neck and neck, Vice President Harris does seem to be benefiting from some of the latest news on the economy and from her performance in the recent presidential debate. Joining us now is CBS News Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto. Anthony, great to have you to talk about some big changes happening recently, the Fed rate cut, gas prices coming down. I'm curious what sort of reaction this is having with voters and if you think those are making a dent in this presidential race.
Hey, Marie, and the short answer is they are a little bit. Let me show you why. First of all, here's your breakdown, much closer across the battlegrounds at +2 Harris. This is a race that either candidate can win. But here's what's happened to cause a little bit of a shift toward Harris. The condition of the economy, which we track all the time, well, voters have shown a little bit of an uptick in the percent who say that it's good. Now, I'll be clear here, that's still not a majority, but to the extent that goes up, what you see is, well, Harris wins voters who say that their personal financial situation is good. She wins voters who say the economy overall is getting better or that it's good. Here's an example of that, right? Personal financial situation is good. She wins those voters. If they say it's bad, Donald Trump wins those voters. So that movement has netted out and helped Harris to cut in a little bit to Donald Trump's overall advantage on the economy. And that's one of the reasons you see that small shift toward Harris so far, Marie.
Okay, and speaking of shifts, I'm wondering if the debate did anything to the numbers.
Well, a little bit in this sense. We saw more people tell us that they felt the debate made them consider Kamala Harris than consider Donald Trump. But if you look inside the numbers for the people that said that, they were by and large people who voted for Joe Biden in 2020. And what that tells you is that the debate helped Harris kind of firm up the support that she needs to kind of try to recreate that Joe Biden 2020 victory. So in that sense, it did help her because she needs that 2020 basically base in order to have a chance in the election. So yes, the debate seems to have done some of that, Marie.
Another big headline getter has been the former president's comments about migrants out of Ohio. How are people reacting to that?
Well, we looked at that, and the first thing we asked them is, do you think those claims are true or not? And what you find is that the majority of voters said they think those claims are probably false, certainly are probably false. The difference is that Donald Trump's voters, by and large, almost 7 in 10, think they're certainly or probably true. And the reason for that is twofold. One is they do, as voters, approve of him making those claims, number one. Number two, there's kind of a difference in perceived rationale for why he might have. The Trump voters feel that he was trying to raise or raising larger issues about immigration. And you'll see this slide here, this big 90% who feel that that's what Donald Trump was trying to do. But that's in contrast to the majority of voters overall who not only disapproved of him making those claims, but also that he was, in their minds, trying to do things like make immigrants feel unwelcome. So this is one of the big splits, one of the big divisions running through this race, that immigration issue, and in particular how people view recent immigrants is a big part of the divide between Donald Trump voters and Harris voters, Marie.
Anthony Salvanto giving us great context on the state of the race. Thank you so much.